This is the laptop that I've been using for quite a while, and I think that I kinda love it. You see, if you're already familiar with Lenovo Legion 5, you will know that this is the best-selling and most popular gaming laptop from Lenovo. And usually, when a product is already ahead in comparison to its rival, that laptop maker tends to keep the design for a few years, as they always say, if it doesn't break, don't fix it. But Lenovo is different. They keep upgrading it year after year, and the 2025 version of the Legion 5 is a clear step up. A totally redesigned from the ground up, being thinner, lighter, and with a better cooling system. But there's still something that you should keep in mind. And hey, welcome back to ThinkView, and this is NK. And for those who are new to the channel, welcome on board. ThinkView is all about tech review from a Vietnamese perspective. And without further ado, let's dive in. The first time I saw this laptop, I was really amazed. It was way lighter than I expected. Usually, a gaming laptop would weigh around 2.2 to 2.5 kilograms, but this one is barely touched 2 kilograms. And that's 13% lighter than the last year models. The thickness is only around 20 millimeters, which makes it super practical because you can easily slip it into your backpack and carry it basically to everywhere. The size is 15-inch, so even if you got a smaller backpack, it will fit the Legion 5 just fine. Material-wise, the lid cover is made of aluminum while the whole chassis is plastic. And it might sound pretty standard compared to other laptops, but in reality, the build quality is much better than that. Take the hinge for example. It feels firm and tight and doesn't make any squeaky noises when you open it up. And the details are clean with no rough edges. The surface has a grainy texture which feels nicer than a smooth glossy one. And on the top edge of the lid, there is a small notch so you can open it easily. It is good enough to open the laptop with just one hand. The hinge is also be able to open all the way to 180 degrees, completely flat. On the downside, however, the lid here is truly a fingerprint magnet. It can pick up fingerprint very easily. Now, about the connectivity, they spread across all the three sides, including one Thunderbolt. But there are a couple of things that I don't really like here. First, many of the ports are placed closer to the user, which can be a small issue when you try to plug in too many peripherals like a wire mouse, keyboard, or external SSD. And secondly, there's still no SD card slot. And that's a big disappointment because Legion 5 is a great laptop for content creator as it has a beautiful, and I truly mean beautiful, OLED display with a very powerful performance. So no SD slot is really a waste of this device potential. And as I'm talking about the display, this year Lenovo went all out with it. While most gaming laptops, even high-end ones, still use matte IPS display, the Legion 5 now has a 2K OLED display with 165Hz of refresh rate. The color on this laptop look gorgeous. An OLED display gives you a very deep black, nearly 100% coverage of all color gamut, and extremely low response time. That means no ghosting when gaming. It's also color accurate enough for creative work. But there are two things to keep in mind. First, it's very glossy, so you should keep in mind of where you sit and avoid direct light. And secondly, it doesn't support G-Sync or similar technology, so you might run into screen tearing. In my test, even Valorant or Delta Force, I did see some tearing after all, but it was very minor and didn't really affect the experience at all. Now, that's all about the exterior. Now come to the interior. The performance of this Legion 5 that Lenovo brings to the table this year is also impressive. My version has the Intel Core Ultra 7 255HX with 20 cores and 20 threads, including a performance core. Each core is significantly more powerful than the previous generation. For the GPU, I have got the max option with the RTX 5070 with 8GB of VRAM. it can handle all AAA titles on this 2K screen. For example, I have been playing Delta Force recently at high setting with DLSS quality and frame generation enabled, and I was getting over 160 FPS, which is perfect to take full advantage of this 165Hz panel. As for the fan noise, I was completely impressed by how quiet it is. In balance mode, you can barely hear them at all. Yet, the CPU temperature hovered just above 80 degrees Celsius and rarely touched 90 degrees. That can be considered as cool for a gaming laptop. In order to achieve that kind of result, Lenovo has to tweak the cooling system in a certain ways. First, they use bigger fans and thicker heat pipe. And secondly, they block all the side vents and add a foam to redirect the airflow to the back of the machine. And finally, they make sure that the rear exhaust area is as clear as possible. This setup means that now the airflow is concentrated at the bottom and the back of the device. And also thanks to the huge screen it has, it blocks some of the sound, which also help reduce the fan noise. Even at max speed, the fan don't sound harsh. It still feels fine and totally comfortable for gaming or working. The only downside here is that it doesn't have any RTX 5070 Ti option. And to be honest, that's the best GPU of this year because it's got a serious performance uplift and with 12 gigs of VRAM instead of 8 gigs of VRAM like the RTX 5070. But Lenovo keep it for the Legion 5 Pro, which is also quite a bit more expensive. The speakers are just okay, at about 70% of the volume. It sounds kinda cracky and the palm rest area also vibrates a little bit. Overall, they're not as good as the MacBook Pro 14 or 16. The good part here is that in-game, you can still clearly hear directional audio like enemy footsteps. The battery life is only a little over 3 hours. Not really surprising though, since this is a high-performance chip that pairs with an OLED panel, which also uses more power. But the keyboard on this laptop is really great though. The key travel is 1.6mm with a very good tactile feedback. The keycaps are also slightly curved, which make typing feel more natural. It has 24-zone RGB backlighting and all the keycaps are replaceable. So if you ever get them worn out or like oily, you can easily swap them up at the service center. Overall, I think that Legion 5 is still one of the best mid to high-end gaming laptops to buy in 2025. The quality is excellent and Lenovo also give you a wide range of configuration from $1,300 to under $2,000, so you can pick whatever suits your need best. But what do you think about the Legion 5 this year? Is it the best gaming laptop of 2025? Let me know your thought under the comment section down below, okay? Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any upcoming videos about the latest tech from ThinkView. Now, thanks for watching. This is NK from ThinkView and see you guys next time.